Hey, welcome to The Explainer. So, today we're going to get into this really beautiful short film called Pursuit of Pearl. It's all about this idea of how our deepest wounds, the things that hurt us the most, can actually become, well, our greatest treasures.
So the film kicks off with this line, and it's pretty haunting. Every pearl holds a story, but this one remembers everything. Right away, you know this isn't just a simple story. We're about to uncover a memory, a deep, powerful memory, all held inside this one single pearl.
And this really sets the stage for the whole film, this powerful metaphor of a pearl remembering everything. It's not just about some oyster in the ocean. No, it's about us. It's about the idea that our own wounds, the things that cause us pain, can actually be transformed into something, I don't know, beautiful and meaningful.
Okay, so this is the key that unlocks the whole thing, right? Think about what a pearl actually is. It is literally beauty that comes from a wound. An oyster gets some kind of irritant inside it, like a grain of sand, and its defense is to cover it with layer after layer of this beautiful stuff. It turns something painful into something priceless, and that process, that's the emotional blueprint for our main character's entire journey.
And this is where we meet him, our narrator. He's this young guy who's just completely trapped, Trapped between his family's past and what he wants for his future. He was born to the ocean. His dad basically is the sea. But for our guy, that whole legacy, it doesn't feel like a gift. It feels like this crushing weight on his shoulders, the weight of his father's hopes. So this is the central conflict of the whole film, the city versus the sea. And it's so much more than just, a father and son disagreeing. It's a clash of two totally different ways of looking at the world, two different ideas of what makes a life worth living. It's old versus new, quiet versus loud, tradition versus ambition.
And this slide just lays it all out so perfectly, right? You can see the huge gap between them. The father's world, it's all about the sea, it's quiet, it's about finding wisdom in the silence between the waves. But the son, he wants the complete opposite. He's dreaming of a city filled with lights and noise, chaos, freedom. He looks at his dad's life and just sees scraping for luck. But he wants something that he thinks really, truly matters.
And the father, he tries to share this piece of incredible wisdom with his son. But it's like he's speaking a different language, a language the son just isn't ready to hear yet. The son is chasing the rushing waves of the city. He's looking for answers in all that noise, and he's totally deaf to the truth his dad is offering, the truth you find in the silence between them. It's just a classic case, isn't it? Wisdom being offered way before someone is ready to actually get it. Well, as you can imagine, this tension, it can't last forever. It finally boils over, and it all leads to this moment, a father's final gift. It's this one single act of sacrifice that's just profound. It's going to give this son everything he ever wanted, but man, it comes at a price that will absolutely change his life forever. So they find this huge pearl, and the father, he makes a choice. He just hands it to his son, and he says one word, enough. And that word is just loaded with meaning, isn't it? On one level, sure, it's enough money for you to go start your new life. But it's also the father saying, I've had enough. Enough of the fighting. Just go. It's absolutely heartbreaking. It's this act of total, unconditional love. It's a surrender. And so the son gets his wish. He gets the city, he gets the noise, he gets what he thought was freedom. But that freedom, the price he pays for it is just devastating. Because the father's last gift of love is followed by the son's last and totally unintentional gift of pain. And what's so tragic about this whole thing is how fast it all happens. His downfall is just swift and brutal. You have the argument, then he leaves, and then almost immediately, loss. The father's gone. And that freedom he wanted so badly, The thing he chased his whole life, it just vanishes in an instant, and it's replaced by this absolutely crushing weight of regret. And this is when it hits him. The terrible realization. That freedom he was so desperate for, it's not freedom at all. It's a cage. A cage built out of the pain he caused his father. And that right there, that's the irritant. That's the wound. And it's going to start forming a new kind of pearl inside him, one made of pure regret. But you know what? The story doesn't just end there. In all that darkness, he's completely broken by guilt, and he finds himself drawn back to the one place he tried so hard to escape, the ocean. And it's here, back in his father's world, that everything finally comes full circle. So he gets pulled under the waves, and he has this experience that just completely changes him. But what actually happened down there? What did he see? The film is really clever about this. It leaves it kind of ambiguous. It feels like what happened was less about a physical event and more spiritual. I mean, was it a dream? Was it some kind of mercy from a higher power? Or maybe did the sea itself, the very spirit of his father, take pity on this foolish son? And the film seems to be telling us that the answer, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that he was able to accept that grace, that forgiveness. And that brings us to the ultimate point of the whole film, the big truth that the secret of life, it isn't what we lose. It's about what the ocean or life or love, whatever you want to call it, what it gives back. So from that deep, deep wound of regret, our guy gets these incredible gifts, a memory he can cherish, a sense of forgiveness, and a chance to start over, to rise again. That painful irritant, it has finally become a pearl.